Horsing Around, brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for over 57 years.
Good morning, welcome to the show. We're at the 2013 Topeka Farm Show, and we're joined by our favorite horse trainer, Scott Daly.
How you been doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
You know, the last time I saw you, we were with Dr. Blevins. We were talking about some bits and some other stuff, so we get to spend quite a bit of time with you each year, and we do appreciate the time you give us and our viewers. So, anything new going on with you? Or?
You know, mostly just been doing these clinics. Kicked off here at Topeka, being here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then leave here, go straight into Enid, Oklahoma, and I'll be at that farm show Friday morning and Saturday. So, you know, it started off really good. Went and did the Wichita Farm Show back in November. It was good. These people also put it on as well. It was a 3-day show. Did McCook right after that, Nebraska. It was a good show as well. So far it's been going really well for me. Just been staying after it and just keep doing what I'm doing, you know.
Well, that's kind of the heart of the horseman, is kind of staying after it, isn't that basically right?
You just gotta stick with your techniques all the time and just stay confident in what you do, and it always works out. It really does.
Well, again, you come to a show like this, you see some people who may have some horse sense, and I don't mean that any derogatory, but you may find some people that want to get into it for the first time. And how do you set your clinic for those people? You know,
I tell you what, I go out there and I'll do my colt starting demonstration, and usually I do a lot of colt starting demonstrations, and I'll have like a horsemanship demonstration, right? And usually that falls into the horse demonstration. But when people ask me, you know, I just tell them, don't start out with a colt. If you're starting out in the horse industry and you want to get you a horse to go ride around out in the sunset or whatever, do not go get a colt that doesn't know anything. You stick two greens together and you've got to blow up, odds are. And get you some professional help. Go get you a horse that's maybe, you know, 15, 10 years old, that's dead broke. Go to a dude ranch and go pick one out from one of them, something that just is just dead to the world, you know. That is the most safest thing, because then you got something that you're not having to worry about or worry about training. You just have to worry about actually getting yourself trained, and then you can go to a professional like myself, or you can go somebody in your area. So that's the best thing to do, especially when they're starting out.
And you look at it, this has been a tough year economically for everybody, and I'm sure it's economically tough for the horse industry as well. You get a lot of people who can't afford to feed horses anymore.
That's right.
You get a lot of horses that are either abandoned or sometimes given away.
That's right.
Good opportunity?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you can pick up horses, you know, relatively cheap. And you know, sometimes you can still get the ones that have problems that are relatively cheap. So it goes both ways. You want to go with somebody like a professional. If it costs, you know, pay them a little bit to go out. I mean, it's worth their time. You know, to me, I'd rather pay $2,500 for a horse that I wouldn't have to worry about, and I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, carrying on bucking or whatever that's dead broke if I was a green person, than to you know, get one for a young colt for a couple, or even $200 per se at a sale, and then you spend all your time in a training it. Well, by the time you look back around, you got $1,500 involved, and then he's not dead broke. So if you're green and the horse is green still, you know, there you go. You have to blow up again. Yeah. So I mean, you want to play it smart, but yeah, right now you can dang sure go in there and pick up horses that are relatively reasonable, and that's really good for you, especially with the economy and you know, just with the hay prices and even water. You know, people having a hard time getting the water now. Wells are drying up and stuff like that. So it's kind of a scary thing, all, you know, in agriculture right now, especially in the horse industry as well.
Well, Scott, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get Scott's kind of 5 top tips for getting started in the horse industry. So we'll see you in just a minute.
Horsing Around, brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for over 57 years.
Welcome back to the show. We're at the 2013 Topeka Farm Show, and we're joined again by Scott Daly, our favorite horse trainer. So we kind of ran through some things in the first segment. Second segment here, let's talk about your 5 top tips that you want to give people who want to get into the industry.
You know, if you're wanting to get into the horse industry and you're green into it, you know, like I said before, I recommend getting an older horse, something that you don't have to worry about that doesn't fuss with you maybe when you put a bit in its mouth. You know, simple things like that. And then, you know, make sure you got him on a good diet. It's always a good thing. You know, you go to a feed specialist there in your town and find out from them what's the best thing that you need to be feeding them. Make sure you get you the best quality hay you can. Right now, that's kind of a pricey commodity. It's almost like gold. I've heard of them going for $100 a round bill. So, you know, that's pretty expensive. And then, you know, just normal 12 and 10% protein feed right now is $10 a bag. So, you know, don't be afraid. You're going to spend a little bit of money and go get some good tack. Don't go get cheap tack. A lot of people, I did it whenever I was younger. I thought, hey, I'm going to go in there and buy some, you know, some tack that was cheap, you know, I was saving money. Well, I found out that the better quality tack, it cost a little bit more. It lasted me longer. So once it lasted me longer, after I used it for 5 years or so, why, that paid off. So, you know, you always want to do that, and you always want to, and if you need professional help, go find, if you have to, call me, or if there's somebody in your community, go with them to get some professional help with you and your horse.
Well, and you brought up a good point, tack being one of those deals that you can spend $200 on a saddle, you could spend $6,000 on a saddle.
All day long.
I mean, it's whatever your comfort level is and your enjoyment. Because having a good saddle is going to make the ride much more enjoyable than a cheap put together saddle, because you're not going to enjoy riding.
Exactly right.
Something else that we've talked to several occasions about is bits. And Dr. Blevins and you had spent some time talking about bits, getting the right bit for the right situation.
Yes, exactly right. You know, if you buy a horse, and let's say it's an older horse, or it's a younger horse, you know, see what they've been using, see what style, find out, see what they're using on that particular horse, whether it's old or young, and go try to buy the same bit. If that's what's working for them, go do it. If not, you can come and I sell bits, or DM lifter bits. I've been using them, endorsing them also for over 10 years. They're the only bits I use. They work really good. They're really light on their mouth, and they seem to, everybody gets along with them. So if you get a chance, stop by and check them out at my booth, or just call me. It doesn't matter.
Website?
Yes.
You want to get some information?
ScottDailyHorseTraining.com. It's in the works of upgrading it quite a bit. And then also, you can go to email me at ScottDailyHorseTraining@rocketmail.com, or call me at 918-636-2833, or come check me out on Facebook. I also have a Horse Likes page on Facebook. And also, every Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday night, I've got a blog talk radio show. It's the Western Edge.
Okay.
For an hour, you can listen to me. So it's usually babbling about these farm shows, and if I'm getting bucked off or what's going on. So it's always good to check that out. And you can ask any questions you want. You can call in if you wanted to. And rattle me and tease me or whichever. It don't matter.
Scott, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.